right, good morning, everyone. Well, it's about 9 o'clock. So, as I'm sitting down right now, I am not sure what is obvious. And this is a problem because I really want to be focusing on obvious stocks. One of the challenges with a day like today where the overall market is bouncing is that we have a number of mid caps and large caps that are bouncing as well. And so that, while on the one hand can create opportunities if you want to trade Apple or Tesla, these are stocks that will likely bounce if the overall market continues to bounce. But we know that these are not really good stocks for trying to do quick breakout trades on. They're more buy and hold for a longer trend. And that's not really, for me, what day trading is about. That's not really how I day trade. So I'm not super interested in trying to do that with mid caps and large caps. Affirm is the leading gapper right now. It's a 200 million share float, price at 25. It's a bounce off the volume bottom, which was yesterday's low. High volume and continuing higher. But even up here, it would be a chase. And with a 200 million share float, I mean, you have the thing that you have going for you is that you'll have the backing of some institutional traders on these types of moves because these are mid cap and sometimes large cap stocks. So, you know, that's the way, riding that wave of momentum, but I'm still skeptical as to whether or not that's really the right approach for today. Yesterday we saw really, I mean, an impressive squeeze on BYND, Beyond Meat. You know, this thing halted up multiple times in a row. It was kind of bonkers. You don't typically expect that of a mid cap, but you got that nice bounce. The thing is, you know, yesterday was really the volume bottom for a lot of these stocks. And with high volume, yesterday was actually the bounce. So some of them are continuing a bit today, but I think the real move was yesterday. So the leading gapper's Affirm. I'm not interested in that really. QTT is 85 cents and has no volume, so that one I'm not interested in. Robinhood, I have no interest in this stock. I don't like the company. I don't want to buy the stock. I have no interest in it. So that one, it's a 555 million share float. MULN is 270 million share float. No interest in this one. Too cheap anyways. AUVI at $1.07. I'm not even sure if there's news on it. Let's see if there is. Doesn't have much volume yet. So, you know, you could tell as I'm looking through the scan, we've already kind of looked at the top, you know, the top 4 or 5 gappers. And I don't have anything yet that I'm really liking. So that's already sending me a message, unfortunately. So that was AUVI, NOTV, Viru came up a little bit. There's a price target increase on it. But, you know, so right now I'm sitting kind of the same place as I was sitting yesterday. I would like to trade. I'd like to find something that I feel like I can trust, but I am not seeing it yet. BMV. So yes, this one, what is it? Sorry, BVM, what? BWV. Thank you. BWV. BWV, you know, yeah, it's got this chart where it's been curling. I mean, we can clearly see that it's been curling up, but it's got this, I suppose, resistance level around 712 right there. And if it could break through that, then you've got 748, and then you've got more room over here. Sure, if it gets over 823, I feel like game on. This thing looks like it might squeeze up to 10 or 12. But we're not there yet. So, and we're a little ways away from that level. We're still at 672. So, you know, it keeps kind of popping up and then pulling back, popping up and then pulling back. I don't really feel like, I don't know. I can't trust it yet. So that one can be on a side chart, and, you know, sure, maybe if it does start to pop up, we can take a look at it, but I don't know. Viru moving a little bit higher there. So, it's a funny daily chart. So leaving that alone for a bit. Coinbase, up like 70% yesterday off of from the low back up to where it's at now. Pretty wild, from a low of about 41 up to $67. It's a huge move. Again, though, this isn't the type of stock I would typically be day trading, and I missed the move yesterday on it. I didn't trade it. It was a little outside my risk tolerance to try to trade it. So it's about 9:04, so we've got 26 minutes to the opening bell. S&P 500 has gapped up, and that's why we've got this, sort of bottoming that's happening on these stocks with a sympathy sort of continuation. We've got that just giving us a little bit of an opportunity, but it's just going to be about finding the right stock. Right. So when you've got this many stocks gapping up, it can be hard to figure out which one is the obvious stock. Topping tail on Viru. High there was 1063. So that's a possible reversal indicator with a topping tail. I think what I'm really looking for is something new. We've traded Viru a bit, and I'm not really that interested in going back to the well on that one. I'd be more interested in finding something new that has news that is under $10 with a float of under 10 million shares that's moving quickly. Viru meets the price and float pretty well. Was the float? Just double check. Actually, the float's a little higher on Viru. I forgot about that. Well, it meets the price, but it's not a fresh Momo stock. That's sort of the problem. So I just don't think that that's going to be one that I'll do particularly well on. Even with, higher level of short interest, when it comes to just quick day trades, I just don't think that I'm going to do particularly well on it. So I know what I'm looking for, and now it's a question of having discipline to sit and wait. Knowing that when I see something, I can jump on it, get aggressive, and do well. But if I start over trading setups that aren't quite in my wheelhouse, that's where I can have unnecessary losses. AMC, GameStop, didn't trade either of them yesterday. I was already kind of checked out when GameStop started squeezing up. What time was this? It was like 10:15. It halted up, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think I could do it. Halted up at 90, resumed, did a dip and rip, halted a second time at 99, resumed, dip and rip into a third halt, then halted down twice. So, I don't know. I just didn't want to risk it. Just thought there was too much risk on that one. So let me throw this at you. Good morning. Nice job. That's awesome. $214,000 on a firm. Good for you. Nice on Vero. No interest for me, but nice to see it opening up a little bit. So leading gapper continues to be a firm. Second leading gapper NOTV right now, but very light volume. QTT, a little too cheap for me. Robinhood, still no interest, 1060. Viru, $11. Pulling back a little bit. MULN, no interest in this one. Float on CBAT, 78 million shares. Some news on XXII there, but it's below the 200 moving average, which is at 268. Viru's on short sale restriction. I can see short sale restriction on my level 2. So this shows easy to borrow E, whereas Viru shows locate and then CB, which means it's on short sale restriction. The news on Veer was a price target increase, so that gave you that squeeze from 950 up to 11. The daily chart, you've got resistance there, 1055, which it's over right now, and then you've got room up to 13. But it is pulling back a little bit here. About 11 minutes to the opening bell. I don't really have anything I'm looking at closely at the open here because nothing really looks that good. Our leading gapper is only 37% and it's a large cap stock. So, you know, there's really nothing that looks that great. We know that stocks or companies are less likely to put out really good news on Fridays because, you know, we post sort of bad news comes out on Fridays and hope by Monday people have forgotten about it. So we're more likely to see good news coming out earlier in the week. Towards the end of the week, we can have wildcard Fridays, and that's exactly what we had last Friday. We had a wildcard Friday, and I finished the morning up just a little under what was it, $30,000. So, you know, that's certainly possible, but we would need something to start to open up and become very obvious. And one of the problems right now is that these stocks are going to make anything much more difficult to become obvious because there's a number of other stocks that are, you know, kind of moving higher and taking attention away, I think. So last Friday was actually a little bit better. Reminders always that my results are not typical. Trading is risky, and we make absolutely no guarantee that you will find success as a trader. So manage your risk and take it slow. Yeah, pull back on Twitter as well. So, I mean, it's just a bunch of drama there. It's so ridiculous. I don't even really get it. The deal's on hold pending details of spam and fake accounts. Like, of course there's spam and fake accounts. Everyone knows that, and it's on every social media platform. You know, like, how does that even make a difference? He's already said that his purchase is not about the economics. So what does it really matter? How many are spam? Like, I don't know. Whatever. I have no interest in trying to trade that though. IDAI. Yeah, there was some news, but it's below the 200 moving average, so I'm not really looking at that one too closely right now. Yeah, the short interest for Vero is higher. I think someone said 25 or someone else said 30%. But so that's, yeah, so you have that going for you, I suppose. But okay, 5 minutes to the opening bell. So no trades pre-market. As I said, mid caps, large caps, bouncing with the overall market. You'll have some sympathy continuation on these, but right now, I don't see anything that really fits within my criteria for being the right type of stock to trade. Actually, the shares of Vero are really cheap to borrow on my side, for what it's worth. So even though there's a high level of short interest, the shares are cheap to borrow. So I did trade the SPY on Wednesday, and that's what put me in the red. I'm really not interested in trading it in this area. I consider trading it when it's at extremes, and I thought on Wednesday that we were going to roll over and have a big sell-off, but we did, but it was later, so my timing was wrong. Anyways, doesn't really matter. So that was my S&P 500 trade. So sitting tight at the open, and we'll see if between now and 10:30, if something starts to open up and becomes, a stock in focus. Price is a little too high, and it looks like an ETF. Oh, maybe I was reading that wrong. This one, yeah, there was some news out, but it's below the 200 moving average. First 5-minute candle to make a new high on Vero is around $11.10. This is a bull flag. High there was 11.36. 10,000 share seller coming in at 11.20. All right, so 2.5 minutes to the bell. We'll watch. We'll see what starts to open up. Maybe Vero goes higher. Maybe I'll decide to trade it at some point, but so far, not that interested in it. So waiting for something that looks a little bit better to me or that I think has parabolic potential. And then when I see it, I'll step up to the plate. So I'm going to be patient. I'm going to sit tight and watch and wait for something that starts to look good. Reminder as always, trading is risky. My results are not typical. I'll be back at it first thing on Monday morning. Thanks for those tuning in on YouTube, and I hope you hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the broadcast.